Welcome, everyone, back to TLR, the Ludicrous Report, episode 41. As always, your co host here, Joey Karni, and Isa, the Demon Diva. How are you, Isa? What's going on?
I'm tired. It's hot. I'm cranky, but I'm good. I'm here. I'm ready to talk some pop culture and forget about the fact that it's like 110 degrees outside right now.
Yeah, you know what? Over here, it's been like dark, gloomy, and like humid the last 2 days.
Yeah.
So I get it. It's not 115, but I get it.
Yeah, we got that excessive heat warning. It seems to be an everyday thing for the last like 2 months.
Yeah. But overall, it's a good Tuesday because I'm talking to you. So can't complain.
Amen.
Can't complain.
Always my favorite time of the day.
So many fun topics we have today. I already
Yes.
see people in the chat talking about the title of the show today, and that's kind of what makes this show so great is that these like wacky, ridiculous pop culture topics that come out that I always wonder the journalists who write these articles and have to cover it, what they initially think when they see these things come in.
I don't know because we sing a lot of crazy headlines in professional wrestling, in which I actually happen to find. I think pro wrestling headlines give pop culture a run for their money because I sing some ridiculous things over here too.
Yeah, no, especially this week we've seen some things that are just
Yeah,
TLR material, I would say.
yeah, agreed.
But no, one of the topics that I did want to talk about that I thought was really, really funny was actually a video that's kind of related to pro wrestling in a way because we've seen this woman on a flight have like this freak out session, and we've seen videos where it's showing her and then it goes to like a wrestler on. I don't know if you saw one of those, but I've seen.
I
And
seen so many versions of this viral video. This woman freak out, and then I heard if you dig enough on TikTok, you'll find out the real story. And she was just drunk, and there wasn't anything wrong. But
yeah.
people choose to go on a different narrative. Like, what did she see? Oh, my favorite one was that she saw a lizard person. That was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, the title of this article: "Woman from in-flight freakout, Tiffany Gomez, emotional apology, no excuse for profanity."
That's what she has to apologize for because she
Yeah,
said the word. Like, out
yeah,
of all of that, that's what you're worried about. Like, there was so many things to listen. I could go on about this clip every day. Like, the internet was going crazy because this woman was nowhere to be found, and they could
yeah,
just not believe that nobody in the internet could dig her up. So then she shows up, issues this public apology, and everybody's saying that that's not her. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, people
yeah,
get what they want, and now they're gonna start another conspiracy that that's not her. Like, I am so confused.
yeah. It's one of those. I don't know. Like, I've seen people drunk on flights before. I've had a few drinks on flights before. Not gonna lie, but to the point where this woman got up and she's like screaming, like, this person is not real. Like, this is something. Remember the movie Bridesmaids?
Yeah,
This reminds me of the scene when they're on the plane and she's giving her like some pills to like relax, and
yeah,
all of a sudden she's like, what are you, what's your name, Stove? What are you, an appliance? He's like, actually, my name is Steve. Like, she was just like, it was
yeah.
such a funny part of that movie, and I feel like it happened in real life.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what went on, but this ended up like delaying this flight. Like, people had to deplane and everything, which is crazy to me.
Yeah,
Because usually when you see this kind of things happen, they kind of like get the person out and the flight continues
yeah,
smoothly. That's not how this goes. This ended up turning into like a 3 hour delay for everyone who was on this flight. And there's a lot of people that have come clean and say, "Hey, I was on this flight. This one was drinking at the bar before the flight, like she was drunk." There's not much more to it, and people still want to make more. She didn't really say what she's. I wonder. Let me be honest with you. Outside of the viral clip, if she was drunk, she might not even remember what the hell she was freaking out about.
she was complaining about somebody back there isn't real. That's all.
Yeah, she dropped her AirPod, and that person didn't like automatically reach out, or she accused him of taking the AirPod. Like the whole thing was so stupid. But the only clip that people saw was her screaming, "That person back there is not real!" And then
Yep.
people like started like making all these conspiracies about who she was talking about and what was wrong with
Yep.
this person. But it's just like, I wonder if she even remembers half of this day.
I mean, I would hope so. I mean, now she has no choice because it's all over the internet and it's just everywhere now. But honestly, if I was on that flight and this was happening, I would have been so pissed off.
Same.
Especially like when we're trying to like get to like Detroit last week or get home from there, like it's just like one of those things where you're like,
We got very lucky. Like, I know that you and I kind of bitched about having to grab that first morning flight because we didn't sleep
yeah,
or
it was
anything.
brutal.
But it seemed like if we would have left a few hours later, we would have been caught in the storms, and we would have either been delayed or we would have not made it home because everybody else experienced delays, cancellations, everything. So it's traveling is already like, I have like this motto in life, and I like to not stress about things that I can't control.
Exactly.
Right. So when I go to an airport, I go with the mentality of what can I control? Getting there on time, checking in ahead of time, paying for my bag ahead of time. I have clear. There's certain things that I can control to help that experience be
Yeah.
smoother. Anything after that, I go in expecting the worst, and I tend to do that with everything. I expect the worst. My flight's gonna get delayed. I'm gonna get canceled. I'm gonna miss my flight. So that way,
All the
nothing can really
anxiety.
like, you know. But I feel like I traveled enough to like never expect that everything's gonna go smoothly. I actually
Yeah.
get very shocked when my last trip to Detroit went smoothly both ways, and it was Spirit. Anyways, the whole point is that I feel like a lot of times people like tell me you haven't been on a TSA line and you haven't like looked at the person in front of you and be like, have you never done this before? Like, why did you put on a belt? Why do you have your pocket full? I don't do. You know what I do? I even carry my jewelry in my purse and put it after I pass TSA because
Yeah.
I know there's certain things that will trigger it. You gotta go back and then you gotta get all touched up, and they don't even buy me a drink for that. So we're not gonna do that, right? So like even to the point of like belts, like jewelry,
Yeah.
like everything, and like I'm like, did you not do this before? When the people start emptying their pockets and they have like the whole life in their pocket, I'm like, like, so I you know
5 in the
there,
morning. What are you doing with all that stuff?
yeah, like I just don't understand like
Yeah.
why would anybody do something to make an already anxiety inducing situation
Yeah.
worse.
You know what? And this is an old people saying, but I'm going to use it. You know what really grinds my gears?
Okay, Peter Griffin.
Right? You know when you're at an airport and you're in the TSA line, and there's some person like right at the beginning yelling and screaming at, like they're yelling and screaming at you. Computers out, laptops out, electronics out, shoes off. And they always say one thing: have your IDs ready.
Why? You're not supposed to. Oh, well, when you're, I guess, when you're passing through the first security
Yeah, so
person.
before you go
Yeah.
into PSA, you put your
I don't have to do that. Thank you, Clear. Best money I've ever spent.
yes. But they still yell it and scream it. And there's
Yeah.
always a group of people, and I always get stuck behind them, that they get to the counter and then they're
And
like,
they don't have anything. They don't have a boarding
oh,
pass. They don't
and
have
I
anything.
needed that. Hold on, give me 15 minutes. And they're looking through things, or they take it out and they put it away, and they take it
Or the
out.
boarding pass is on the phone and they had to unlock it, and then they open the
Yeah.
app. And I'm like, just add it to your wallet, bro.
There's so many things that can make this process simpler and more
Yeah.
efficient. Do it, bro. Get
Yeah.
on it.
Get Clear. Get Clear.
Get
Man,
Clear.
Clear is incredible.
Pre-check,
Like,
clear, whatever you need.
I will tell you one thing though, as a girl, okay, and this is to you, Clear people. Believe it or not, sometimes I still have issues with Clear because my eyelash extensions are kind of mess with the eye capture. So then they go, "Let's do your fingerprint," and guess what? My nails doesn't let me push the thing all the way, and I'm like, "This is not meant for girly girls, okay?" And they're like, "We're trying."
Let me ask you this, because maybe you know, and I actually had a conversation. This is really weird how we're talking about this right now. I have a trip coming up later this year, and the group chat I'm in, we were talking about who has Clear, who has TSA pre-check, who doesn't have it at all. What do you prefer? Clear? You obviously have Clear or TSA pre-check. What's
Clear.
the biggest difference? Because I don't even know.
Clear, well, Clear, they have it at certain other places as well. They're trying to go mainstream. So, like, for
Yeah.
example, you can skip the line at Yankee Stadium if you have Clear.
Wow.
Something not that I use so much anymore, but I did use it back when I lived in the city.
Yeah.
I went to quite a few Yankees game. I like Clear. I had one issue with them when it was like with my full name, because my passport shows my full name. And
Yeah.
at this point, I don't know what a real ID is, and I don't know what a real ID isn't. So I just use my passport for everything.
Yeah.
So with Clear, you have to put that full name, even though my plane ticket sometimes always say Isa Rainbow. So sometimes they'll give me some BS over that. But I prefer Clear. I think, I don't know, TSA pre-check, I feel like it takes too much time to get that shit settled. Like, you have to go somewhere and do all these things. And I'm like, yeah, no, Clear, you do it online. You go into the airport, scan your stuff, and you're set.
Oh, wow. That's simple.
Yeah, I like Clear. You can add family members. Like, it's a good deal, and you really do skip the TSA lines. There are some airports that you'll be like, I don't even need it, but you'll run into the one
Yeah.
airport that you're like, I'm so glad I got this. Otherwise, I would have missed my
Newark.
flight. It happened to me a few times. Yeah, Newark is a lifesaver there.
Yeah. It's definitely something to think about, especially those in the chat and watching. Like, if you travel a lot, it's definitely worth it. Like, I find myself traveling more than 5 times a year, and it's definitely worth it for that.
Yeah, I travel minimum 4 times, even if I just go just to cover the big WWE events. That's 4 times a year, so that to me is already worth it. But the whole point to the story is like I do worry about what I can control. So if a flight gets delayed, if you have to get off the plane, all that, I try to not let that stress me out. I don't make any plans for days that I'm traveling. Like, I don't, the only thing that I did was tell you, if we land on time, we'll go to Mom's Spaghetti. I don't make any plans because I don't count on any of these things ever going smoothly.
Yeah.
And I feel like more people need to do that, and it helps these situations not be so like stressful. But if you're a person, just don't do anything that's gonna like cause the situation to get worse. Like, I listen, I have gotten into a plane after having a few drinks, and you know what I do? I just shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. I just shut up because I'm like, I don't need nobody to figure out that I'm wasted on this flight, right? So like, it's just like, was the flight full? Could she not ask later on to be moved? Like, you know, there's certain ways to do things that is a lot better than just like screaming and all that. But it's just never been my thing, you know.
Well, you mentioned Mom Spaghetti, and for all those listening and watching, if you haven't yet, Issa has 2 new vlogs out.
Yes.
Mom Spaghetti from Detroit, and also her SummerSlam vlogs. Amazing stuff.
Yeah, those were fun to edit. I need to vlog more. I have fun.
I enjoyed seeing my little cameos in there. I appreciate it.
Slim Jim, the B attack. I got all of it.
Every little part I was in, I told you, I'm always eating.
You weren't lying. But your spaghetti sandwich has caused a commotion. Like, it's get brought up on my live chats all the time, and I was like, people ask me, and I'm like, I just had a bite. You guys gotta ask Joey about it, because Joey was the main subject that ate the spaghetti sandwich. I just took one little bite because I needed to try it. But if you want to know about this spaghetti sandwich, ask Joey.
So, fun fact, when I got back, I told my parents about it. I was like, we're going to have to make this one night. And they're like, what? And I was like garlic bread with spaghetti on it. And they looked at me and they're like, what kind of drugs are you on? That's, and I was like, trust me, it's good.
And this is a trust me, bro moment. Like, you're going to have to do it and just feed it to them.
I love this. Joe, you eat too much in Detroit. Yes,
he didn't eat that much. I feel like, even like, a lot of the times, like when we got to Applebee's, we were like, well, at least for me, I don't even think we had eaten because we have back-to-back activities, remember?
Yeah.
So like, by the time I even apologized to Joey. I was like, I want to apologize ahead of time for the way I'm going to destroy this chicken wrap when it gets to this table, because it was like 8 p.m. and I had not eaten all day, and I'm just staring at the person in the, like, waiting for my waitress to come down with that food. Like, I got quiet, which, if I get quiet on you, if we're really good friends, if I get quiet, you know, I'm hangry at this point. So it was so funny because I feel like we ate good and we ate, but I feel like we were running around so much and doing so much that those calories were burnt.
And we walked a lot around downtown Detroit. So
in high heels.
Yeah. No, I think that day for the media junket, I got up early.
You went to Shake Shack. I didn't. You
did.
went to Shake Shack. I didn't. So I was twice as
You're
hungry
right.
as you were when we got to Applebee's. I
So-
didn't even think I was gonna make the walk. I was about to be like, Joey, just carry me, please.
That morning, I woke up like really early. I was like up at like 7 a.m. and I went to the coffee place. I got a coffee. Got a croissant. I had a croissant. That's all I had for breakfast. And then we did everything, and then
We had coffee at
We had
Starbucks
coffee out
after
there
the
again.
junket. Yeah.
and then I went back.
You went
And
to freaking Shake Shack. You texted me about it. I was like, this
Yeah.
little jerk.
Oh, the Shake Shack. It was like 2:00, I think, and then we had to be back at like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So I'm like eating as I'm walking back.
I have a theory of not repeating outfits. So this is how the priority list in Isa's world works. It's like, do I eat or do I change so I'm not seeing the same outfit? I'm gonna go change even if I'm just dying of starvation and angry the entire time because I'm hungry. But I had 2 different outfits on. Thank you very much.
I think a lot of us did too, right? Like I saw people like everybody went. You know what it is? Everybody was tired.
Yeah.
Everybody went back and they were like, I needed to like relax. People took naps.
Well, the junket is stressful. You're standing for hours on a line just to talk to someone for like 3 minutes. Like people don't understand. It's cool. I'm very blessed, but people don't understand the draining that goes on behind like doing all the things that we get to do. And again, I love it. I love every second of it, but I always need and the main thing is I need quiet time too after because that room is so loud. So many people talking at the same time. I'm like, I run out of socializing battery real quick.
Yeah. For me, the biggest thing was like, you don't know who exactly you're going to be able to interview. So it's kind of hard to like develop questions or topics. You kind of have to like be very generic. And then when you see them physically there, then you can kind of get your stuff together.
The worst part is when you're like putting the questions together in your head and then they pull them and you don't know if they're coming back or not. And you're like, come on.
It happened to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. I was waiting in line for Ricochet and I was next in line. They took Ricochet to go next door and then they replaced him with Finn Balor. And I was like, oh, this is great. But I had to like, in like 15 seconds, come up with something.
Yeah.
And then after I was done with Finn Balor, I was getting ready to pack up, and then they brought Ricochet back, and I jumped in the Ricochet. Yeah, it ended up working out, but it scared me at first.
It happens.
A little intimidating.
But the food were great. I typically only eat appetizers. That's not how I went down at Applebee's. We even had dessert. Like I was that hungry.
And you got scared because you couldn't find it on the menu at first. You were like, "Where is it? Where is it?"
Well, in Puerto Rico, the Applebee's don't serve it, and I'm telling you, the only reason why I love Applebee's is because that chicken wrap settles well with my stomach. It doesn't trigger it. It's almost low-key a healthy very option. It's literally chicken with cheese and lettuce. Like there's nothing else to it. But the Puerto Rico Applebee's don't serve it. So I was so disappointed because everybody was like, oh my God, we got Applebee's. I get all excited, get there. They don't have it. So I was freaking out. I was like, please don't tell me they just completely took it off the menu everywhere.
That Applebee's experience, I think, was one of my favorite parts of the whole trip. And it's kind of hard to explain to people because we had such a long day. We were both starving and you were set on Applebee's. We went to, we got there, we're waiting for the server. And then both of us have our heads down. And we're just texting and we looked at each other and we're like, even you said it. You were like, they probably think this is like the worst date ever. Like we're just sitting there.
We look so over each other, but we weren't. Like we ended up actually SmackDown came on and it got our attention. Food came and like the vibe started like racing up. I saw you went back to Applebee's and I saw you ordered the blue drink. I saw it on your story and I was like, look at Joey remembering our good times.
I did. There's an Applebee's close to where my family lives, and I was there over the weekend. And I was like, you guys want to go to Applebee's? And my parents were like, we love Applebee's. And I was like, who? Since when? He's put me on to Applebee's.
How can you not love Applebee's? I feel like there's an option for everyone in that menu. Even this cranky playing lady can probably find something to eat at Applebee's.
I haven't been there since I was a kid. Like I used to go there and my parents used to get me the crayons and the coloring stuff. Like I haven't been there in years. And then we went back and I was like, Isa, the food is really good. The drinks are really good for the price.
Oh, I love the drinks and they have a good price on drinks. Shout out to Applebee's. They should sponsor us. Hit us up.
Yeah. Everybody in the chat and watching, like, what do you think of Applebee's? Because I haven't been there in a long time.
And now you've been there twice in like
Now
2 weeks. It's the
Yep.
Applebee's effect. It's the
Yeah.
Applebee's effect.
Yeah.
I
But that
again,
drink is really good.
I have a stomach condition, and it's very hard to find the few things that don't make your stomach feel miserable. So when I find that, I'm very loyal to those restaurants. Applebee's is one of them.
Here's a comment we have to read. I think there's an Applebee's in Chicago where Issa plans to cover Survivor Series. Hope Issa and Joey have their winter
I
clothes.
have no winter clothes. I have no winter clothes. I don't even want to get started on that. I have a leather jacket. That's all, and a denim jacket. I gave up my winter clothes when I moved back to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And this is the second year in a row that they sent Survivor Series somewhere pretty freaking far, like cold.
Yeah.
So, whatever. We'll figure it out. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna buy. No. I'd rather freeze while I'm walking in and out of places. You're really not outside that much if you really think about
Yeah.
it.
Well, I'm in New Jersey, so like it'll be cold here in a month, so I'm prepared. You know, the seasonal depression will kick in 4:30. You know, last season I think was the worst. It got dark at like 3:30 every day.
I remember that because I went
It's horrible.
I went last year and I stayed in New York for a couple of weeks because I went to Full Gear, remember? And then I went
Yeah.
to Survivor Series. So I
Yes,
stayed
you
during
were,
that
yeah.
period of time. And oh my God, it was crazy. Like, I was like, why did they just got started? You know, because I'm not a person to go to sleep early. I wake up early, but a lot of
Yeah.
times there's a difference between waking up early and like getting up, right? Like I wake
Yeah.
up, I'll be like, I message you at 4 a.m. Like new subjects for this. Like I'm up, but I'm not up, right? Like there's so
Yeah.
many things that I do from my phone while I'm still laying in bed. I'm not one to wake up early. So it was like when you really get going, especially when your schedule is mostly at night, like me, it's like, yo, I just got started. I just got my day started. Why is it dark out already?
Yeah.
Like it really takes away. Like seasonal depression should be talked about more because I
Yeah.
feel like people don't really talk about it, but it really is a thing and it can really get you down. But there's also the happiness that you feel when it's the first day nice out, or when
Yeah.
you start hearing a bird sing, or when the trees start changing. There's like I never experienced the season changing in Puerto Rico. It's a flex, but not really. It's crazy hot out right now. I'm like, Puerto Rico is not for anybody right now. But I never got to experience that. And the seasonal depression was also something that I didn't realize was a thing, but it really
Yeah.
is.
I really didn't know anything about it until last year. And I was like, why am I like so down? My friends were like, dude, seasonal depression. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, don't be stupid. And then you're like, oh, no, that's
Oh,
actually
wait.
what it is.
I have this symptom and this symptom and this symptom. Like, wow,
Yeah.
that is real.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, it is what it
We
is.
went off topic talking about the crazy lady. That's what we do. That's why you guys like this podcast, because we start
Yeah.
with a news topic and then turn it into something relatable.
Yes.
So, anyways, the whole point is this woman make a statement. She's not an imaginary person. The internet now thinks the person that's speaking is not her.
Yep.
I don't know anymore. I don't care anymore.
Yeah. And that is that. This next topic surprised the world, but it didn't surprise me. And I want to get your take on it. Mary-Kate and Ashley, the Olsen twins.
Ooh, I'm ready. Okay.
Ashley Olsen gives birth to a baby boy named Otto. Privately, I guess. Whatever.
What, you wanted her to give birth in freaking Central Park and live stream it? Like, what are you saying?
No. Clip it. No, privately meaning like it happened and then they announced it like way after. That's what it said in the article.
I know, the way that you said it, no.
It should be public. We all want to see it.
I gotta tell you something. I don't know if this like makes any sense or not, but I realized I didn't have the maternal chip install when every video of any kind of childbirth I ever seen just makes me want to run and like throw up, and I don't want to see it, and that is no. That's when I was like, maybe I wasn't meant for that, because some people it's like the beautiful miracle of birth, and I'm like, no. Can we just buy it already made?
No pain, no horror. Let me know when there's a sale.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh my
man.
god. Anyways, yeah. So the whole point. I'm sorry, but the whole point is that nobody. I hadn't heard that she was pregnant. Like
Yes,
it
yes.
went from we hadn't heard from them in forever to I just had a baby.
Yeah. I
I
think
know.
yeah.
Joseph, let me have fun, damn it.
We all want to see it. No. But I was kind of under the impression that she had kids already. I don't know why I thought that. They're not like in the news or anything. Like I don't
Why would you be under that impression? They're career women.
know. I haven't seen anything since of them since Full House. But
Well, I the only times I see them in the news after that was for them when they say they wouldn't be on Fuller House. Don't blame
yeah,
them. That whole thing was a mess. I couldn't make it through. Like, and I loved Full House growing up, but Fuller
yeah.
House was not it.
No, it wasn't. And like we really didn't know what was going on with that because we saw how they were like bringing the show back and everyone was like emotional about it, but they didn't want to do it and they looked like the bad guys for
Yeah,
not wanting to do it. And all this
because
drama
some
came
things
out.
should go away still being great. They keep bringing these things back, and anyways,
Look, even Lego.
anyway,
She had a kid?
she had a kid. She had a kid, Ashley. I don't know which one that is. That is not the one that was involved in the whole Heath Ledger mess. That's all I know. I think it was
Leftover.
Mary Kay. Mary Kay was involved. And I go down that rabbit hole. Nobody can ever tell me why the woman that found Heath Ledger had passed away called Mary Kay Olsen first.
Yeah.
That's a whole rabbit hole. If you guys hadn't heard, like that whole thing is a mess. A mess. Some people suspect that she was helping get some of the stuff that he was on because, of course, it was an accidental overdose. Was the cause of death? I don't know, but if you walk into a place and you find somebody that has passed away and your first phone call is at 911, sus.
You're right.
So Ashley's not the one. Ashley has been she's actually been the more less problematic because wasn't Mary Kate also the one that married like this older guy and people were also talking about it and that she's the one that's always smoking cigarettes, which I don't have anything against that, but people were making such a big deal about it. And you know how I feel. We had this conversation. I'm like, I feel like adults know that smoking's not good for them. So if they're still choosing to do it, let them destroy their lungs, But anyways, Ashley has actually always been the more private one now that I think about it.
Yeah. Doing things in private instead of public for us,
No live streaming the birthing of this baby.
They're more Olsen and less Kardashian, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to her.
Yeah.
And congrats. I'm glad that she was able to keep that pretty low key, but they don't feel like somebody that people are just going out of the way to like find news about right now.
Yeah, I don't see, like I saw it and I was like, wait, she's just now having
How old are they?
I don't think they're that much older than me. I think they
how old
maybe in their late 30s.
The Olsen twins. Why does the network come up first? I know they're worth a lot. They're 37. Wow.
Okay, so late 30s.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I figured they were somewhere around that age range, but I don't know.
It's really crazy how much times have changed in every sense of the way, but I also am catching that back in the old days, right? Like women like to have their babies so young, and now I feel like women are waiting a little bit longer. You're seeing more of these late 30s pregnancy stages, and I think it's smart. I think then they're trying to go out there and do everything they want to do before they go into motherhood, and I think that's a great way to look at it.
I think also too, like in regards to women having kids at an older age, I think technology and modern medicine, things have changed to allow that to happen at a later age. I know there was always a stigma where like after a certain age, it was like unsafe to have a kid, whatnot for women. And I like, look at Kourtney Kardashian.
Yeah, she's bumping right now. And she's 40, the older one.
Yeah, she's in her, what?
She's 40 something. She's 43. Kim is 41 already. She's not the oldest. Let me see.
43, 44 maybe?
I'm looking it up. Kourtney Kardashian is 44.
44. See? And
Well, we're getting old. They're all like Chloe's about to be 42. Like, what
wow.
happened?
It's crazy. Time flies.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I posted today, today for those wrestling fans, today, August 15th, 2023, is 19 years to the date that Randy Orton became the youngest world heavyweight champion at SummerSlam.
I miss Randy Orton.
So do I. Isn't that
He
crazy?
would have kicked Rhea Ripley's ass. Like he would have been one that would have not taken this Rhea Ripley ringside BS that she does with Dominic Mysterio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying that Randy Orton is that kind of person, but I'm saying that Randy Orton is that kind of person.
He's
I mean,
definitely
we've seen him do a lot of Stephanie McMahon, that Nia Jax Royal Rumble spot, one of my favorite things in the world. I feel like Randy Orton wouldn't take Rhea Ripley's brutality.
Yeah. He would probably get like you think he would RKO her at some point during a
I hope
storyline?
so.
Like if
I don't
anybody
know.
on the
There's so
roster-
many things about going on that's being reported that he might not be able to come back. That
Yeah.
some of the issues that he had might not allow him to do the RKO. I don't know, because half of the time I don't believe 90% of the things that get reported on wrestling media, even though we are wrestling media. I just wait and see how it plays out. Like my favorite thing was the Roman injury at SummerSlam, and then he just walks out looking just fine on Friday, and like we're not gonna see him for another year, and then he's there on Friday, and I'm like, shut up, nobody knows anything.
Here's the thing: there were two reports that I saw, at least. One was that he was injured, and the other one was that he's like going away for a while, like for whatever reason.
Yeah, and then he was there on Friday.
And it's there on Friday.
Taking bumps to come about super. Like, so, I don't know any. Like, I don't believe anything that gets reported anymore. If I work somewhere, like, I'll be just feeding like fake news just to laugh about it later. Like, I so would.
like fine, like Rhea Ripley loves like.
Shout out to Rhea. She got engaged.
Yeah, that's what should be being covered. If they allow.
Buddy, waited way too long to wife that. I would have wifed that night one.
Did you see the TikTok of her and Dominic?
Yes, amazing.
Oh man, I saw people like angry about that. They're like, "Oh, buddy, man, I don't know how he takes that." And blah, 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 blah. This is a kid. Dominic is a kid.
Dominic's not a kid.
Well,
he's like her age. He really is. Hold on.
That is scary. I think he's what, like 26?
Yeah.
And I think she might even be younger.
Yeah. Dominic. Okay, watch this. Dominic Mysterio is 26 years old. Rhea's 26. They're the same age.
Okay.
You would never it used to drive me so crazy how they would treat him like he was a kid. I'm like, he's older than half of you.
Yeah. But he's also engaged. So it's like,
yeah.
Come on, people. Get your head out of the gutters. It's all part of this.
Dom is not a kid. He's an ex-prisoner. Thank you, Lego, for that.
He's a man. He's a man's man.
Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. Congratulations to Ashley Olsen. And shout out to her for keeping it private. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for keeping the birth private. But, yeah. Yeah. But in other news... Jimmy Fallon is in the news.
Oh God. Oh my God. Okay.
He's in the news with the Jonas Brothers. The Jonas Brothers just had a huge concert at Yankee Stadium. By the way, the Jonas Brothers now copying Taylor Swift. That's the new trend. Everyone's doing like an Eras tour. Well, they're doing like their...
So you're saying that Taylor Swift copied Bad Bunny? Because where did Bad Bunny perform live at the VMAs from?
No,
from his stadium tour.
Not the stadium itself, but the type of concert like she's doing, like all her like generations in one concert.
Yeah.
Now the Jonas Brothers are doing that, where it's like their greatest hits concert.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what Eras tour is. I have no interest in ever going to see Taylor Swift perform anything.
She's like doing like, it's like a 3-hour concert, and she basically runs through every album.
That's great.
Yeah. But now like
sings all those songs that people that have never had a struggle in life can relate to. It's great. Good stuff. What is true? Oh my god, what is that one song? I stay up too late. And I'm like, what? That's your problems in life, girl. Like, get the hell out of here with that
Oh
bullshit.
man, we gotta clip this. We gotta clip it. I stay up too late. That's your biggest problem. Get out of here.
Good for you, girl.
Oh man. Yeah, so they're doing their own tour, and Jimmy Fallon was there at Yankee Stadium, and he started doing karaoke.
Why?
Beats me. It's Jimmy Fallon. This guy can do anything he wants in New York City. It says that he jumped on stage, and the crowd was shocked because he was there. It was like an intermission type thing, and he just started singing the Killers' "Mr. Brightside." Not even the Jonas Brothers song.
I will hope. Like, don't try to murder. Like, no. I'm glad that he didn't do. Actually, I don't even know a Jonas Brothers song.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. Don't
Wow,
make me pull
I?
out. Don't make me pull it out. I'll show you my Apple Play Music right now. There is no Jonas Brother in there.
Those of you in the chat, do you know a Jonas Brothers song?
Your library. Wait. Yo, I'm not even lying right now. If I search my library, Jonas Brothers, what does that say, baby? No results.
Yeah. I don't know any Jonas Brothers song off the top of my head, but I probably know like lyrics to them because there's some of them that are like iconic Disney era. I love the face.
You know what I call Disney? Las Vegas. So that's my version.
Lego says, do the Camp Rock songs. I think they did a Camp Rock song on that tour. You know Camp Rock.
I'm going to Apple Music and seeing what their top songs are.
Camp Rock was the Jonas Brothers and like Demi Lovato, and
none of these songs sound familiar to me. None of them.
Only
Human, Sucker, Leave Before
You know Sucker.
Me. No, hold on. I'm gonna mute and I'm gonna play it for a second. Hold on.
Yeah, go for it. Do 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 do. She knows it. She knows Sucker. If she doesn't know Sucker, she doesn't know the radio.
I don't listen to the radio. Ever since I pay for Apple Music, I just listen to whatever I want, and it's great. So no, I don't have a radio, nor do I listen to it, and I don't
listen to the radio.
Let me fast forward it a little bit. Hold on.
You've definitely heard it before. It's like one of those songs that like just play everywhere. What's another? Lego says an Only Human. I don't know what.
You know what? That voice alone made me want to go jump on my balcony. I don't know what that was, but it's not for me.
I don't know any other. I don't know any other songs. I don't think I ever was like a fan of that.
I did not listen to just Bad Bunny. I listened to a lot of Eminem. I listened to a lot of Kanye West, old school Kanye West. I listened to Bad Bunny. I listened to a lot of 50 Cent. Like I listened to hip hop and rap, which is complete opposite to the artists that we're talking about right now. So you can't blame me.
No. Apparently, it says TMZ. Nick Jonas asked Jimmy to show up at their show, and he could do whatever he wanted.
Great. Shout out to diversity.
If I'm paying for a concert, like I'm not expecting to see someone else that like just invited to come, like do karaoke.
It's Jimmy Fallon, I guess. I don't know. I was never I like Jimmy Fallon in SNL. I never was like the late night TV king in my world will forever be Conan O'Brien. Yeah. So I don't. Late night TV has just gone downhill. The pandemic like ended. Like it was already going like in a wrong direction, but the pandemic ended late night TV. It's not what it used to.
Yeah, I'm not. I used to watch Jimmy Fallon like back in the day because there was like fun segments on there, and then I switched kind of. What's that? James Corden, where he would do like the karaoke.
Yeah, but I will watch those on like social media when he has somebody I like.
Yeah. And then after that, it kind of just died. Like I don't.
Yeah, I don't even know if there's. I remember when they tried to make a YouTuber a late night host, and that
Yeah.
stank real quick. Anyways,
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't know if people enjoyed it. I don't know how people felt. This is not anything that has come across my timeline. I would
Yeah.
have clicked on the wrong thing for this to show up on my algorithm, but I don't know how I feel about it, because
Yeah.
it's Taylor Swift taking intermissions. I don't remember Bad Bunny taking intermissions when he was singing
Yeah.
for 3 hours straight, like an intermission here, Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. If I was paying, like for example, I went to see different situation because they were free tickets, but I went to go see Metallica last weekend, right, at MetLife Stadium, and I don't know how I would feel if like they said, "Oh, we're gonna be like right back," and all of a sudden like the Jonas Brothers came out and started singing. You know what I mean?
Multiverse.
Like, like, I'm not
Oh
there to
my
see the
God.
Jonas Brothers. Like
Right.
intermission, like it's not Broadway. Like what? Like this is a concert.
The whole thing is weird, but shout out to Jimmy Fallon for getting
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I mean, granted, Jimmy Fallon has a way to like use his voice to sound like he does really good impressions. But like stay in your lane, dude. Like
Right.
like I don't know. Let's get to the main event. Let's get to the point of the whole show today. Beyonce. First off, did you see the picture that went viral first?
No, I'll get on Twitter right now.
So the picture shows like stuff from her, like the carts from her tour, and
Okay.
there's a box that says toilet seats. It's in the article, and it says toilet seats, and people were like, does she like bring her own personal toilet seats like on tour with her? Like what's like, we know she's like the word that we don't like to use, diva, but the meaning
Right.
of what it is today is like kind of like that. Like
I see it.
yeah.
It says Tina says the big black box doesn't actually have toilet seats inside, as some news outlets previously reported. She says Beyonce's tour uses the boxes to position fans on stage. For some reason, these things are called toilet seats. And Tina says the notion Beyonce is such a diva looks around. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say it. These concerts are taking place at some nasty stadiums. Some of them are old.
Yeah.
Not saying I will condone him. I'm not saying I would think it's that big of a deal. Have you been to one of these old stadiums, like bathrooms, even the ones backstage? Ew.
Yeah. But usually these like mega stars, especially someone like Beyonce, they have like a bus. They have a tour bus. They have a whole thing set up for them. Like I don't even think they're using restrooms in the actual arena or stadium.
I also hate bus and trailers, like bathrooms.
Yeah, but it's like her own. You know what I mean? It's like it's her.
I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying. Let's say, like, I think that her mom is right. These boxes look big and bulky, and they look like they will go somewhere. But like, I don't think that I will blame them for saying, "Hey, let's glow up these old bathrooms," because some of these stadiums are old and gross.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, would you bring toilet seats with you? Like, is that even a?
If I have Beyonce money, yes, I would to a stadium like yes. Some of these stadiums are gross.
Yeah.
Yes, I would. Not, I'm not gonna like. She's denying it. I would have owned it. I would have been like, "What are you doing when you go pee freaking in our business here in Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Nobody goes pee there. You catch something." So yes, I don't blame her. I will bring. I mean, listen. I don't know. Like, people are acting like some of these. Yeah, there are brand new state of the art stadiums, but there are some that are quite old.
Yeah, I saw people even like in the comments on Twitter, people saying, "Oh, her mom's only coming out to like cover for her, like basically like because she's part of management."
That she wants to go pee on a clean toilet.
Well, the whole thing is being brought to light as if someone noticed you. The whole thing was being brought to light as if like she was a diva and she was being extra and whatever the case may be. So they're trying to like diffuse it because she is like a mega star. Like she is a pop icon, whatever you want to call her. If diva is the word,
she's
she
worth
owns it.
$540 million. And
Yeah,
you mean
she
to tell me
owns
she
it.
can't, like,
Yeah.
I've dealt with people in the past, celebrities, that we had to transform an entire room to the point that the
Yeah.
freaking china had to be a certain color. And at the same time, it's like the name of this person. It's like, yeah, of course,
Yeah.
get everything white, please, and transform an entire room that costed probably more than what it made us to have an appearance by her where we were at, But it's what they request, and it's just like a lot of times they'll send an assistant. They use their own money, but
Yeah.
these places need to look this kind of way for these people.
Yeah.
It's a part of it. I mean, I don't know how I would act if I was ridiculously rich, but I will
Yeah.
tell you one thing. One of the things that I like about, even when I would go to like a wrestling show as a fan, is that you have certain sections that are like the clubs or the suites. They have
Yeah.
private bathrooms, and I will pay the extra money for that just because of the fact. Ew! I get so grossed out by public bathrooms. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I am
I
with.
get it.
I get that she's not doing it, or they say she's not, but if she was,
Yeah.
I would personally not hold that against her.
My real question is why you said that these boxes were like used for something else, but they called them toilet seats. Where's the correlation to call them toilet seats?
I don't know. Doesn't people in AEW have like a ladder match where they climb to grab a toilet seat every year? You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. I thought it was like a lifeguard thing, like one of those like
No, it's a
one of
golden toilet seat from the Trump freaking tower.
when you win it, it means nothing.
Yeah, no. Let me cash in this toilet seat. You get a free ticket to a Beyonce concert, apparently.
Yeah, you cash in, you get 2 minutes on TV.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh my god.
Oh man. No, now I'm never gonna be able to look at it the same now. Never gonna be able to look at it the same.
You're welcome.
Yeah, in my mind, and you said it, and I knew exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, everybody has different uses for toilet seats.
Yeah, I mean, has a toilet seat ever been used as a weapon in wrestling?
Not on wrestling, but I guarantee you some horror movie.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're just
I mean,
into,
some of them are plastic, so how much damage can you really do with one?
True. Well, if you're just tuning into TLR right now, we're talking about toilet seats and how you can win them, how you can bring them on tour.
I'm perfectly okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly okay with it. I think stadiums and coliseums and those public restrooms are gross, and maybe she's not doing it, but I don't think that would have been something that if I would have seen it come across my timeline, I would have been like, that's outrageous. I would have been like, sis, if I had the money, I do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like those little plasticky things the paper things that they give you that never stick, and they're like, that things don't work. You know, you guys are lucky you can stand up, but it's not the same for us.
It's hard in these streets.
Yeah, it is. First world problems, I know, but it is a problem.
No, I think now granted, if it was a fan bringing their own toilet seat with them to a show, then I'd be like, all right, all right.
Right.
Beyonce, she could do whatever she wants.
Correct.
So, but I get it. I can see where people would say she's being like extra, but I also agree with the idea of why not if you can. So
right, and maybe they're not. I don't know. I'm not gonna go down a rabbit hole as to why they call them toilet seats if they're used for something else.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah. Now I want to find out why they're called toilet. I'm gonna find out.
Please text me when you find out, because I have a feeling you're just gonna figure it out. Let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know what you find out.
Yeah. But we always towards the end of the show always ask if there's anything new you've been watching or checking out online. Anything new you see this week?
Big Brother has been messy.
Yeah, I heard.
messy. So I've been watching that. The challenge is back, so I've been watching that. I'm back on my reality show strips. I think
Yeah.
when one of these ends, Survivor will start. So I'm on that train. Right now, I'm about to rewatch all the Saw movies so that I can prepare for Saw 10,
I
which
was
is
thinking about
coming
doing that
out.
too.
Yeah, I'm gonna rank them on my channel. I tend to do that when a big horror movie is coming out. So I'm gonna do that for. So I'm a big fan of the Saw films, but up until
Yeah.
like maybe four. After that, it kind of like
It got weird.
yeah, it got weird. But the way that the trailer looks for the new one, it seems like we're going back to somewhere in between Saw 1 and Saw 2. So
Yeah.
I can buy that for a way to bring back, because like when they did Jigsaw, they try to sell it to you as that happened in the past. That was the
Yeah.
sorry for the spoiler. That was the whole trick. But it's like these traps and there's flat screens TV. There's certain things that I was like, I'm not buying it. You guys come
Yeah.
like I don't know. The look of Saw has always been these places that you're like, ew, why are you there? It
Yeah.
looks disgusting. It looks old. The lighting, they always done such a good job. And the fact that that came out of them having no budget for Saw 1 is to me mind blowing, right? But you think of Saw and you think of dusty, moldy, like rusty things. So
Yeah.
Jigsaw for me, they went a little high tech for something that was set in the past, so they
Yeah.
lost me there. I still haven't watched Spiral. I started it, but I didn't finish it. So I'm gonna rewatch the Saw films because, I've been doing this with you for a long time. I only get excited about horror movies, and
Yeah.
those are the ones that I actually go and watch at the theater. So I'm super hyped for Saw. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now in my watch along things.
What Saw number is this?
But this is gonna be Saw 10,
10. Okay.
Saw X
Yeah.
technically.
And then they did that movie with Chris Rock that was kind of like, right? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I
Chris
don't.
Rock did a movie that was based on something from
Oh,
Saw.
maybe it was the Spiral one
It
because I
might have
haven't
been
seen
that
that
one.
one. Yeah, I
It
haven't.
might have
I
been
started it,
Spiral.
but I didn't finish it. I mean, I thought that Saw 2 and 3 were so good, but then once you start like the flashbacks, it's like, oh, you
Yeah.
didn't see this person was also there. Like it got a little convoluted for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, the traps. I always love the Saw traps. I always like that Saw had like this like crazy mentality behind it, that
Yeah.
he wanted to make you appreciate life even though he's still a serial killer. But like some of the crimes he was committing makes sense, and that makes you, I love this kind of movies that make you think, like,
Think.
is
You're
he a
like, oh
killer? He's giving them
wow.
the choice. And so I always found Jigsaw fascinating, so I'm super
Yeah.
excited that I have high hopes for this one based on just the trailer that I saw alone.
Yeah. I'm excited for that one. And I don't know when. I think 2025. They're doing the last Scream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they say it's the last. I think that Scream, when it comes to like horror franchises, is the smartest because they have uh Ghostface can be anyone, so that can
Yeah.
continue the franchise living, where you can't do that with Jigsaw, you can do that with Michael Myers. They started doing all of these Jigsaw like apprentices or
Yeah.
prodigies, but they weren't doing it like him. They were shooting the traps, they were setting
Yeah.
them up so people could not escape. So it's just like
And they're
nobody's
killing
gonna
each
be
other. And
right. Nobody's gonna be the original Jigsaw. Where with
yeah.
Scream, you can keep that alive for as long
Yeah.
as you want. So I don't buy that it's the last one. I feel like it's the last one out of this last three trilogy that they just came out with.
Yeah.
Um, I think that Halloween missed an opportunity to give Michael
I think
Myers
so.
an apprentice to kind of like, and I felt they were going in that direction with the
And the
last one,
last one. Yeah.
to just to keep Michael alive. But yeah, Jason, Freddy Krueger, the horror franchises, like you have to end them at one point when you make them
Yeah.
about one particular serial killer, where Ghostface could be anybody. I feel like maybe for now they'll chill on it, but I feel like
Yeah.
Ghostface will be back eventually, especially because these movies, the last few ones, have done very well in the box office.
It is a little sad to think about because we're coming up to a time where these franchises are pretty much done.
Right.
Like all of them. Like what else is left?
We're also coming down to a time where movies based on true stories are a scam. Hello, The Blind Side.
Yeah.
What a mess. What a mess that whole
Oh,
thing turned out to be. I
yeah.
had a feeling, if you guys have missed it, this one, I
Yeah.
sent it, but it didn't make the cut. But because we're talking about movies right
Let's talk
now,
about it.
I always had a bad feeling about this because when this movie came out, the real Mike never talked about it. And I was like,
Yeah.
if this is your real story, you will be like out there like talking about it. He hated the way that he was portrayed. Now it turns out the family is the one that helped with
Didn't
the
adopt him?
production.
Yeah.
They didn't adopt him. They put him in a
Yeah.
conservatorship so they could take and negotiate on his behalf. Like, if you guys, there's a YouTuber called Femlo Raps, and he covers a lot of like football news. And he just did a video covering this whole mess, and he did a video covering like the real story of Michael, like, and
Yeah.
how gifted he was. And when you go back and look at that, it could make sense for somebody to say, hey, if we take him in, we have a guaranteed, football star. Femlo Raps, like, look him up. He is incredible at covering football stuff, and he's covered Michael's story to the point that even Michael tweeted, he was like, you are talented, because he said he was the best person to tell his story out of everybody
Yeah.
that he's seen. But kid got scammed, bro, by this family, and it's crazy because I loved that movie when it came out.
I still love that movie, and it's like now, like, I can't, like, I'm like, damn it, I can't look at it the same now. I saw that when you had sent it. I saw it before. I was gonna touch on it when we got to a certain point, and it's like a sour, that's like a sour topic. That's like,
yeah, it's bad. You
Yeah.
can't watch it the same way. And I love Sandra Bullock's performance in that movie,
Yeah.
but now I can't help but to think, what was she being told? Like, what was she being
Yeah.
fed? Who they had to spend time with these people? It makes you wonder. They really spend any time with Michael because they made him look so dumb, and he's
Yeah.
not. He's anything from that. He was guaranteed a college start. Whatever. The whole point is that The Blind Side, as you know it, is a scam. So
We got
basically,
blindsided
it's
by
a
the
literal.
blindsided.
Yeah, you can say we got blindsided. It's a literal scam, though. Like, people are like losing money over this. It's a mess. But so yeah, let's just keep making fictional characters in fictional movies, because now we can't even trust the wholesome ones.
Yeah. You know what's the worst part about it? Or actually, the worst part, but also like a really great part too. It's really it's starting to expose like Hollywood for like fabricating so many. I mean, it's always been like a thing, but like a story as wholesome as this coming out of me,
Yeah,
like,
but there's a lot. There's
Hey.
a lot behind the scenes about this family too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you the link to. And he didn't make it very long, but I'm gonna send you the link to the 2 videos this kid made about Michael,
Yeah.
and it's like really good stuff. And it like really will put into question like, who are these people and what did they tell Hollywood? But I don't think Hollywood has a soul. Like,
No.
even I've been on a Saw. I've been watching documentaries, right? Like, about the Saw movies, because I'm trying to get back into how much I love Saw. And even the original people that flew all the way from Australia and presented this crazy idea, and they were like, all right, here's $10,000, let's see what you can do. The 2 main guys haven't been involved in the Saw franchise in like forever.
Yeah.
So when you think of like, oh, these movies jumped the rail, this is why. It's because the people that were passionate about these projects, they already like left them out the door, and they kept going without them.
Right.
Like, that's what Hollywood would do to you. It's like, that's what I don't know. It's entertainment, and we all need to be entertained. I'd rather be entertained by fake fighting in underwear. That's all.
I love it. I love it. I love the passion today, Issa. You love it.
I love it.
Yeah, but it makes you think, like, now when you see shows or movies like this is based off a true story or real events, like, why even put that in there anymore? Just put the show out, put the movie out.
I already have trust issues, so
Yeah, exactly. But I haven't really watched anything. I'm actually looking for a new show to watch because I
leave
need
your suggestions in the comments.
Yes, I don't like the reality shows because I can't keep up with them. I like the drama comedic shows. And I just can't find anything that's really like. I finished Succession. That was the last one I watched, and that was months ago.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong person. I don't watch TV anymore. All I watch is reality. Yeah. I can keep you all caught up with Big Brother. The first time ever that somebody gets ejected in Big Brother for saying the N word. So I'm glad that they're like establishing a code of conduct. Yeah. I sent you that immediately. But this has happened in the past. So a lot of us that are like Big Brother fans saw that he said it, because he said it at like 1 a.m. Big Brother time, right? That's like 3 a.m. our time. I personally saw it on my social media, and I was like, well, even if they were going to do something about it, or if it's going to make the house blow up, this is not going to happen until the morning because of what time it went down. And first thing in the morning, they called this person into the DR and they ejected him from the game. And to me, I'm glad that they're finally like putting an end to this, because these people are being, I get it. Like a lot of people are like, oh, they need to cast better. No, you don't know what people are gonna act like when they're being watched 24/7, regardless of
Yeah.
how many tests you give them
Sure, they
throughout the
forget
casting
sometimes too.
process. And a lot of people become casting experts. There are past contestants putting videos out there giving you tips on how to get in, like how you need to act. So I don't there's people that know people. There's people that
Yeah,
randomly get picked at a mall because they caught somebody's attention. But the the fact that in the past they saw this kind of behavior and they would let them get away with it make me as a Big Brother fan see this happen and go, well, they're not going to do anything about it. So when I
yeah,
saw the news, I was actually super proud of Big Brother. That's the one show that I can keep you up to date with. I have a
yeah,
lot of YouTubers that I watch that watch the live feeds because I don't have time to watch the live feed, but there's a lot of
yeah.
YouTubers that will keep you like up to date. And yeah, Big Brother and the challenge. The challenge is good right now.
Yeah, Ricky said there's really nothing good right now to watch due to the strike, and I keep forgetting about that
Did
because
you see CM Punk show up wearing like
yeah,
a
the
shirt?
shirt.
Like,
Yeah,
God.
this is a show that I'm actually excited to watch. I know you're not a fan of the Walking Dead stuff, but the Daryl Dixon show, I watched the last one that they did with Negan and Maggie from The Walking Dead, but it was only like 6 or 7 episodes. Where The
I
Walking
think
Dead,
production of these new shows is getting lazy. Not lazy. I don't think they're starting
yeah,
the first seasons as long as they used to because they want to see how it does before they invest any more money into these seasons.
I get that, but The Walking Dead are usually like 20 something episodes
That's too much.
per season, and then
Who has that much time?
this was 6 episodes. So I was like, why not just make it a movie then?
Right, right. Like a one off. That's not a
Yeah,
bad idea.
and they were like, oh, season 2 is coming. I was like, 6 episodes.
Hmm.
That's not even like a full like.
That's one binge on a night you can't sleep.
Yeah, and
If
granted, the
I can,
episodes are like an
like, well,
hour.
I'm the kind of person that I'm like, if you put a show out there that I can binge on a night, I can sleep.
I
I'm
binge
very
it.
grateful to you because I don't. If it's like one of those shows that I have to go back to,
Yeah,
sometimes I tend to forget because I get busy the next day. But my
yeah,
God, there's nothing that hits better than a show you can binge on a night that you're just laying in bed with your iPad and you can sleep.
yeah. I cannot wait for the new season of Cobra Kai to come out,
I haven't watched the last one.
which is the last season. So that show's done. I cannot wait for the new season of Outer Banks to come out because that's a really good show on Netflix. Um, there's shows like coming out, but then we don't know when exactly because of the strike.
Yeah, I know.
So
One of my favorites, which I cover, I even have a podcast, was Yellow Jackets
Yellow Jackets, yeah.
Buzz. And I loved Yellow Jackets. And now I'm like, I don't even know when it'll be back. I remember the first season, they took almost over a year to come back because they only filmed the first season and then they got renewed. So it was a lot of fun, but we had to wait for the season to film, for them to air it. And now with this strike, it's like, it is crazy how much you realize like how much you need these people, you know. Like I have been living on YouTube lately, and then
Yeah.
thankfully for YouTubers, I follow a lot of YouTubers that put out good content, some that put out stupid content. YouTube, like I should give up my cable subscription at this point because
Yeah.
I literally have been surviving on YouTube. And if you really look at, there's a lot of really good content out there. One of my favorite YouTube channels is Dead Meat, which is a horror movie themed channel. They're huge, and they are supporting the streak. So now I guess they're gonna put out any content that they had already pre-planned, but then after that they're not gonna put out any content or anything that has movies that support, you know, all of this. So it's crazy how much things are changing, and this is the only time that I'm a fan of the fact that I only like reality TV because that's what's still going.
Yeah. The Chucky series. Have you watched that? I loved it.
I thought it was good. Yeah, I watched it.
I absolutely loved it. It was like, you know, when they recreate something and it's not as
Yeah.
good as the first, and it always happens with like horror films and things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like they were spot on with Chucky. Like Chucky was awesome.
I
in that
loved
series.
it. I loved it. He
Yeah.
was a little too high tech looking, but I
Yes.
was able to look past that and enjoy the series. I also had the unpopular opinion that the remake of Shao Play is not that bad. A lot of people didn't like
Not
the
that bad.
doll or
It's a
I love
little
the
updated.
storyline, and I love that they updated it to fit today's standards and today's
Yes.
high technology. I actually thought that the remake of it was good, and some people didn't like it, and I don't understand why.
Yeah. It's hard to keep the same like aura as the original, especially when
Right.
it comes to horror films, because there's just a vibe they give off that you can't recreate.
But it's better to remake than recreate.
Yes.
And they did that. Like,
Yes.
instead of saying, let's try to copy everything, they were like, no, we're in 2021, I think,
Yep.
came out. Let's just like make it
The
for
world is
today's
different,
generation. And people will go and look for the original, which is still a classic. It still hits.
Yes.
But it's a little unrealistic now, you know? So I love the fact that they remade it up to today's standards. I love the fact of like the new Scream that was based in New York.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I loved everything about it. Some people thought it was unrealistic, and I was like, if you never lived in New York, you it is not unrealistic.
Well,
a lot of the things that went down are not
alleys, getting
unrealistic.
killed in alleys
Nobody's
and-
paying attention to anything that's going on around them.
No.
So like, but yeah, I'm here for these legendary films to be remade into today's, to fit today's standards in society.
Yeah, I'm excited, especially with the spooky season coming up.
Yeah,
I can't believe it's. Weren't we just here? Like,
I love it though. It's my favorite time of the year.
I love it. I love it.
I'm surprised. Well, I guess it comes out the last weekend of September. That's technically October. So we'll do. I was gonna say they should have released Saw in October, but I mean, to have it at the end of September, then that way you have the first few weeks of sales be in October. It'll probably be what takes over spooky season. It's gonna be Saw 10. Yeah. I think Saw has a big fan base, and I think people are reacting very positive to this preview.
Yeah, that's what I was surprised about Scream, because Scream came out in like
at a very random time, but it came out at a time that horror movies usually don't come out, and some of us need our fix around that time too. So I respected that, because like sometimes it's like too much in October to keep up with all of them, and you have to kind of like pick and choose. Like the Nun 2 is coming out. I'm not watching that, no, unless it's on a streaming service. I was so disappointed on the Nun 1 that I'm like, sometimes I get done with this horror industry, and people had to tell me like, no, really watch it, you know. But anyways, I can talk horror films all day. It's what I like. I explored an abandoned hotel the other day. I'm gonna post a TikTok about it tomorrow. I did it in high heels and a dress.
So let me ask you, do you like the supernatural stuff like that? Do you like ghosts and
I was pissed off I didn't have a Ouija board on me.
All right, have you ever watched on YouTube Sam and Colby?
Yeah,
I love watching their stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I absolutely love it. I love ghost hunting and all that. I gotta come to Puerto Rico. We'll
go to this haunted hotel.
Yeah. Well, I have a good note to leave on.
Okay.
Because right now I think it's just a rumor that they kind of started themselves. So the guy Mike from Impulsive, Logan Paul's co-host, said recently on a podcast that the show is ending. Impulsive is ending. They're going on a break. Apparently, the drama that happened with George leaving, and then there's other stuff happening that
I'm actually shook.
Mm-hmm. They're actually. He said that the show is ending. Impulsive is ending. Not sure if that's true or not, but I mean, I saw the clip of him saying it. Damn. So
I hope it's a publicity stunt to get extra views on an episode or something.
Well, did you see the clip?
Everybody in their loud cars want to drive by right now. I apologize.
That's fine. Did you see the clip of him and Jake going at it on the show? Oh man. So basically Jake Paul was saying to Logan how like so at Jake's fight, they weren't allowed to do anything with Prime. So Logan had a problem with it. And he's like, well, you associate with all of my enemies. And they were getting personal with each other, bringing up beef. Like it was actually intense. And the co-hosts were like, all right, we'll do this after the show. Like, you know, it's getting too personal. And
I hope Impulsive doesn't. And especially like, so I watch it when he has somebody that I like interests me. I don't watch every episode, but a lot of times he brings in someone or a topic that's interesting. There's sometimes that they don't even have guests, and that turns out to be the most fun episodes. But I will say I have been a fan of the fact that he has like broken that door with wrestling and has gotten some really good wrestling. That Roman Reigns interview is one of my favorites because you don't see Roman ever anymore, you know, the Triple H one. Like, so I don't know, but I maybe if they're gonna break and come back, maybe I'm never against shows taking a break or people taking a break. Like a lot of times you need it when you're doing something on a weekly basis. It's so easy to run out of creative juices, or
Yeah.
even the mood. Like I always tell people, you have to be in a certain kind of mood and mentality before, whether you're pre-recording something or whether you're clicking go live, there has to be that, okay, I'm there, let's do this. Because if not, you're not going to give your audience what they're tuning in for. So maybe a break is what they need. I
Yeah.
don't know, but I do like the show.
I like the show. I like how they bring in, like, they don't just bring in wrestlers. They're bringing in like Rey Mysterio, Triple H, Edge, Seth, like Roman.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a
but
big list of top people that
But
people actually want to
I
hear
like
from.
the wrestling ones, because if you guys
Yeah.
go online, you know that getting these WWE current superstars is very hard. There's a reason why some of us fly to all these events, because you know that's the one time that you might is the key word, get a one-on-one in-person interview with these
Yeah.
people. So when I get to see them in that kind of environment longer than a 10-minute interview,
Yeah.
like I'm here, especially names like Triple H, names like Roman Reigns. These
Yeah.
are people that you're not gonna see anybody talk to.
Yeah, and these are names like you don't see in interviews all the time. Like you don't see Roman doing interviews, you don't see Triple H doing interviews. It's very,
Austin, I think
very
he only does
rare.
the Ariel Helwani one after that in the press
Yeah.
conference. Like that's it.
Yeah. No. But this was fun today. I like all the topics that we kind of talked about. We jumped around, we talked about everything, and
Everything, including Clear. Get Clear, guys. Make your airport experience better. Clear, sponsor me.
sponsored by Clear. I'm Clear. I love it. Issa, as always, thank you so much for making this show enjoyable. I don't think I could do it with anybody else.
It wouldn't work if it wasn't the two of us together.
No.
We're gonna have to plan like a non-wrestling trip, because people love our chemistry. I've seen the comments on some of the blogs that I posted. I feel like we should become travel buddies, and like maybe we can do one that's non-wrestling related. I think we will have fun.
I'm in. I'm a traveler.
I know you are.
Like I'm ready to go at all times. Let me pack a bag. Like
it's the best.
I'm ready to go. But no, I'm down for that. Outside, even if it is a wrestling trip, and we make like what we did with Detroit, we make it like a mini trip out of the work trip, But
okay, so the Chicago exclusive vlog is gonna be Joey trying to get me to go outside.
We're gonna have deep dish pizza.
I hate the dish.
I'm gonna have
please
deep dish
do not.
pizza.
Okay, thank you, because it's a pasta bowl. Call it by what it is.
Yeah, yes, that's basically what it is. I've never had it, and I'm a pizza guy. I'm Italian. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna take you to Humboldt Park, and I'm gonna take you to eat some real Puerto Rican food.
That I'm in for. I told you, I eat everything.
I know.
As you can see from all your vlogs, like I'm just eating it. One vlog I'm eating like mom spaghetti, the other one I'm eating Slim Jim. By the way, that was hysterical. I can't get over like just me eating a Slim Jim, like
just relaxing. And I didn't touch the Slim Jims, but I did throw one at the camera when LA Knight won. Because what did he win? Slim Jim? I don't know. Anyway,
so watching your vlog, it was funny because I was sitting next to you, witnessing you filming it.
Yep.
And then watching it like head on, it was so funny because like I was side by side with you, and then seeing it like from a different perspective, it was actually really. It was really
a lot of times I'd be talking to my camera, not realizing that people are paying attention to what I'm saying. I look next to me, and Joey's just dying laughing at the crazy stuff I'm saying.
Well, because at one point I thought you were talking to me, and then I start talking back to you, but you're filming, and I'm like, oh, she's filming. Yeah. Right? I'm that guy. I'm like not looking, and someone's talking, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. And I'm like, oh, they're not even talking to me. Like,
yeah, at least I like that the press box was so big, because a lot of times I don't record reactions at the press box, and it's because we're kind of all on top of each other, and I don't want somebody to be on my. So sometimes, a lot of times, they'll pre-select where we're sitting. You have like a sign and all that, like, and B, like I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. So there's like you guys will see some vlogs where I full on record reactions. That means I got a corner to myself, or the person next to me is perfectly fine with me taping. But it was fun. It was fun.
All I know is that the next press box that we're in together, I'm requesting that there is a conference phone next to us.
The way I used that as a prop,
it's a prop. Hello. Yes. A spoiler alert.
I was like, what is this phone doing here? No, you said, what is this phone doing here? I'm like, so I can get spoilers.
Go cash in, Damien. Go cash in now.
Oh my god, I was so
Yo.
annoying with that phone all night. The things I cut because I thought the video was already too long. You guys missed a lot of things I even didn't put in there.
Yeah, it was fun. If you haven't already, which I'm pretty sure you all have, go watch it again. The Issa's SummerSlam vlog and the Mom Spaghetti vlog. Always, I love your content.
I love your content. I miss you. Let's get together again soon.
Let's do it. But I think that's gonna be it for today's show because we're an hour and 15 already.
Always, we never can stick to an hour anymore. I don't even know what's our problem, but that's what we do. We just start talking, and people like it. Look, they're staying in the chat. So
remember the beginning? At the beginning of the show when we first started doing it, it would be like 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah, but now we just like
we're friends
listen.
now. So
we're friends, and we know how to go off topic real easily.
Yeah. But I want to thank you for always, bringing it all, talking about it all on the shows, but also our wonderful chat, our viewers.
The best.
Always make it fun. And then I'm sure we'll all see you later tonight for
NXT Watch Along on my channel. Catch you guys there.
Absolutely. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and being involved in the chat. East, like I said, thank you. And we'll see you next week for episode 42.
Bye.
See you guys later.